adjacent to the Pacific Ocean, about 20 kilometers from downtown Tokyo, as we continue with CBC's coverage of the 1994 World Figure Skating Championship. Speaking of champions, here is the world champion, Elvis Stojko, joins us. We are going to continue a tradition in just a minute, but I want to know, how was last night for you? Did you get any sleep?
Well, I went to bed about 3:30, 4 o'clock. People were calling me for interviews and woke me up this morning, so eventually got to sleep, and I had enough sleep so I could come out and watch the gang today compete.
Well, you better get used to it. Your mother, Irene, is standing off camera. Apparently, her phone was ringing all night. I'm sure your dad, Steve, back in Richmond Hill, his phone was ringing off the hook. Let's continue this tradition. And what we do is we take the world champion through the 4.5-minute long program. It's a treat for the fans at home, for them to find out exactly what you're thinking. So, Chris, out in the truck, if you'll roll that videotape, the world champion takes us through.
Well, I guess the first part right here is to get the focus. I knew the other two competitors, Candelora and Urmanov, had skated pretty well, and I had to really focus. This whole beginning piece before the first jump was to center in and focus on the program and not get distracted by anything.
Are you nervous? Are you tense at all?
I guess the only tension that would be just before I step on the ice, and I'm trying to work out all the tense muscles and really get relaxed. And by the time I feel the ice a little bit, get used to the edges here in the crosscuts, I'm trying to feel every edge so that I can be patient with each jump. And the first jump sets up right here.
Is the ice different every time you come on?
Sometimes. Each competition, it's different. It depends where you are, but, you know, you got to make the best of wherever you are. You got to get used to it, too. So I guess the beginning of the program, that setup, is just to get myself into the ice and try to get myself relaxed and not to rush anything, because patience in this sport's a virtue.
You did the only quad. When are you thinking about it?
Well, I'm not thinking about it yet. I'm thinking about this axle toe first. There we go. And right about now, I'm setting up for the spin, concentrating, keeping those revs up so I don't get knocked for not doing too many revolutions. Right here, this is another focus point.
Now, you study martial arts. This is very much evident in your approach, the discipline, right?
Very much so. It's all a focus on where you're gonna strike, I guess, if it's simply in striking boards or a person or in space or direction. And this whole setup is focused right into the quad. And right here, I'm really getting narrow focus. Right here, I'm thinking, just be patient on the second side of the jump right here. Patience, up, down, up, almost. And get back into the program.
How hard is it to go from maximum aerobic output like the quad to a very slow area?
It takes a little bit getting used to sometimes, especially when you do a big jump like that, to get back down into the program, settle in, especially in the slow piece. You don't want to get too excited. You want to breathe, give yourself time to relax, get set for the rest of the program and not get too anxious or waste too much energy.
Now you look right here. I think I said last night at prime time, it looked like you could have done 1,000 of those and never made a mistake. You look so relaxed.
Well, I guess the whole reason behind that is just the focus. The way it looks compared to the way it feels is a little different. I'm still got a lot of energy. I'm right on the tip because you're not 100% confident. You always have that little bit in there just to be sure if anything goes wrong that you're on top of it. You can never be too confident. You got to be on top of yourself all the time, make sure, be ready for anything, and that's the whole idea.
Elvis, how aware are you of your teammates that stand up here and yell your name, of the Canadian flags, of the judges? Are you in your own world, or do you see what's beyond the boards?
Right here, actually, when I turn around, I see my teammates, but I was really focused this time. I acknowledged them that they were there, but I was totally focused on the program. I didn't want to lose anything. I wanted to stay right on top of my game.
Those that haven't seen big-time figure skating, I don't think can appreciate, I don't want to say the violence, but it is violent when you turn. It requires tremendous strength. Is there a point you begin to get tired?
I think the point in the program where I start to lose a little bit is right before the second triple axel, and that's our breather where you don't want to expend too much energy. Right from then on, it starts to get really tough. This jump right here was probably the hardest one of the program, the triple sow cow. Just trying to keep my legs going, stay focused, and just keep the energy up and not push too hard. That's always the tough one. You think you don't have enough energy, and then you push too hard and you realize I did have enough, and then you go by it.
Skiers will say when they ski wing, their legs burn. Is there a point your legs burn here?
Well, actually, going through the program, you find places to just catch your breath and catch some air. And I guess near the end, it was starting to burn a little bit. But doing the program over and over and over again, I guess my stamina was ready for it.
There's your mother, the Canadian fans. What's going through your mind?
Well, it was more feelings than anything. I couldn't really believe the ovation that I got. It was pretty amazing. Just the whole feeling of the rink, how much warmth was there. The feeling in this arena was amazing.
You had a great quote. You told me after the technical program, "I'm not concerned about the judges. I'm going to be me. They have to adjust to me." That's often easier said than done.
Definitely. I've been trying to do it for years. Years now, I've always been just myself, going year by year, step by step, maturing as a person, maturing on the ice. And it's funny, it goes in a parallel on and off the ice. As I mature as a person, on the ice I mature. You get better and better, and you get more out there. The toughest thing is to be yourself, not hide behind an actor, not hide behind a character. To be yourself in front of 17,000 people is a really tough thing to do.
Well, I've covered you for many years. Let me tell viewers from coast to coast, what you see is what you get. This man is very much himself. On behalf of all Canadians, it's your first. There's going to be many more. Congratulations and thank you.
Thank you very much.
World champion Elvis Stojko. Stay with us. CBC's coverage of the 1994 World Figure Skating Championships will continue in Japan right after this. And again, Elvis.
Back to the event hall in